Welcome to Goat Talk Live.
I don't know. I get a little tired of hearing, right?
The 99 is terrible. Here, I'm lacking for some reason. It's real white and flabby.
WTF. What are we doing?
Eddie, I tell everybody who'll listen that we're a really big deal.
Continues to grow and grow and grow.
Hey, good evening there, Goat Talk fans and Goat Locker alumni and fellow kids. Glad to have y'all here with us tonight. It's Goat Talk episode 47, and we're not going to do any kind of crazy introductions. You already know him. He's part of Goat Locker, so why make this silly introduction? We got Logan Sturgeon with us here tonight. How you doing, Logan?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Of course, I got Pat over here, CEO of Goat Locker Racing. Just came off a really nice vacation. I hope you really enjoyed yourself, Pat. Did you enjoy your time of being away from Goat Locker, your third child?
I did. I really had a really good time. So I appreciate you asking that question and and all that type of stuff. It was a little loaded, and I could feel it, and that's okay. But we all got to step away every now and again. But no, I had an incredible time with the family. Got to decompress a little bit. Never can really disconnect from this organization. It's always going. And it was incredible to see some of the racing that happened last week. And John Lawless has just been killing it with the new graphics and everything he's doing. I know we're not at the go to the week thing right now, but I do want to give him a quick shout out. I'm not trying to get ahead of anything, Eddie.
Spoiler alerts.
Yeah. But John Lawless has absolutely been killing it. So if you guys have seen the new graphics, the new race winning stuff, that's him. And so I got a huge shout out to him. But no, it's awesome to be back. Oddly enough, I miss these. When we take a week off and we come back, it's like, oh, I missed you.
Yeah. I mean, this has turned into something that used to be a big stressful thing for me. Just not knowing how to make this the way it needs to be and how it's supposed to be, and trying to figure it all out. And I feel like we kind of landed in a really nice spot, and it's so enjoyable every time that we do it. It feels like just kind of sitting around at Thanksgiving talking to your family. That's my favorite part. We get to talk to really awesome people like Logan and some of our sponsors and partners. It's such a cool way of kind of getting everybody out there and seeing our sim rig recipients like John Lawless, like you mentioned, just an awesome deal. So yeah, really glad to have everybody watching here tonight. Looks like we've got everybody in the chat, so hello. Y'all keep that up throughout the show, and if you got stuff you want us to talk about, you can put it in there. Don't mean we're gonna do it, but hey, at least we'll know you wanted it. And sometimes that's the most important thing. We just need to know you want it.
That's right.
That's really it. I don't need much. Just need to know.
I think that's relationship advice. I think you hung a left there.
Yeah, we're polyamorous with the chat, and so we'll keep that up.
What was that word again?
Polyamorous.
Can you spell that?
You're the last person that needs to talk about stuff.
Oh, I know. I know for a fact.
Yeah. It's P-O-L-Y amorous. But I got a bunch of people in chat. But first off, I got to thank our sponsor. You see a couple of them on there, and we're going to talk about two of them. SAVE22.vet. Obviously, this podcast is sponsored by them, so anything that makes it great is because of them. It's not because of us. And we appreciate everything they do over there at SAVE22. I get a chance. I wear this hat all the time. It's probably my favorite hat now. It's probably I've got a big old head. If you can't tell, I got a big old watermelon of a head. And so it's hard to find hats that fit well. A lot of times they'll go on and give me headaches, or sometimes you put them on, it pops off, like a Pringles can top. And so it's hard to find good hats. And so SAVE22's got it. It fits good, and I get to talk about them a lot. Got to actually talk to a Navy vet at a job that I was doing. He was on the boat. He said I guided the planes on the carriers. Did that for about 3 years in the 90s, and we got to talk a little bit about that. Talk about planes. He definitely was maybe on some sauce a little bit that day, but as soon as I said the word Tomcat, the man came out of nowhere. He was talking a little crazy from here to there. I said Tomcat, boy, he started knocking it off. So it was a good time spending time with him. And this hat gives me a lot of conversation starters, and I love it. So I want to thank them. They're doing fantastic stuff. SAVE22.vet, at SAVE22vet on YouTube. Tuesday Talk, of course. Go check that out. I'll call it our brother podcast. We'll call
There
it
we go.
that. Yeah. So like that, go check them out. Of course, you got to thank ATYL Media, Taylor Kitchen, everybody that is over there. They're doing fantastic stuff. We're the problem child. We're sort of the problem child of ATYL Media. You know what I mean? Like they're doing really awesome NASCAR stuff, and we're over here just beating the drum for Goat Locker Racing and really doing some weird stuff around here. Of course, I shoot from the nipple maybe a little bit too much. So it's a blessing for us to be a part of her deal and what she's doing and be a part of that family. And man, it's doing great things. So go check out some of their podcasts. They have podcasts every day with the Splash and Dash in the morning. I see him live almost every time talking about NASCAR stuff. Got good opinions, really smart people. You get a lot of dumb opinions about NASCAR. You get on Facebook, you get on other places. At ATYL Media, you get nothing but smart, well thought out, well considered, nuanced opinions, and some good stuff over there. So go check them out. And of course, their sponsor, NASCAR.com or .shop, excuse me. They got some NASCAR cards. That's why they named it that. And go check that out. Pretty cool stuff. NASCAR with a D.shop. Go check that stuff out. I'm a good salesman, ain't I? I can knock it out.
Yeah, nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Well, we also got to talk about we got some Big Fish BBQ in the house tonight. Logan, Sturgeon, welcome to the podcast. We've already kind of talked about it, but we're glad to have you here. If you don't know, he's been a part of Goat Locker for a long time. He's been admin a few times. He's currently the admin of the Invex Xfinity Series on Sunday nights, and owner of Big Fish BBQ, and good friend of the show. Something I've never said before. But glad to have you. Been racing with you, Logan, for a long time, way back in Rebels and in Sunoco and the other mini series we seem to find each other in. And so we've all kind of known each other for a long time. So glad to have you here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I feel like last 5 years has been it's been crazy to think that like I've known you guys for like 5 years. Like 2020 felt like 10, 15 years ago, but it was only 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it already feels like this show's been on for like 7 years as well, so I get it.
Yeah, well, me and Pat are both older and grayer, and he's really gray. I'm just a little bit, but look here, I can't deny it. I can't hide from it. It's there. It's coming. It's coming. It's going to merge up here, and I'm just going to be a plant. One of these days, the goat talk's going to turn on. I'm just going to be like this.
Well, my son always tells me the gray or whatever is my wizard hair is coming in. As you get older, you become more. This is my 14-year-old telling me this. You become more like a wizard. You become aged and knowledgeable and those types of things. So he calls them my wizard hairs.
See,
it sounds like you're a wizard because you done tricked him to thinking you know stuff.
No, see, we dealt with the wizard when I was a cop, and he ended up going to the mental hospital. So I don't think that's right.
He was standing at the gas station door going, "You shall not pass." Like, here's $5, dude. Go on.
Pretty much.
But yeah, so exciting show tonight. We got a lot to talk about, and I'm going to start off with the elephant in the room, and just talk about the fact that you got Big Fish BBQ in the new NASCAR game. I want to talk about that first and foremost. Before we get into some stuff, I want to talk a little bit about this. We kind of do the special guests at the beginning of the show, so we'll kind of jump into it a little bit. I want to know about how – I don't know this story, so I want to kind of know how all that came about. How did you get connected with somebody to get that? Because if you don't know, NASCAR 25, brand new NASCAR game produced by iRacing Studios, brand new studio. I think the actual developer is one of the older ones from Ignition or Heat, I think. Kind of merged together, and they use that, and iRacing sort of over the deal. So really, really cool. But as soon as you start your career mode, the first sponsor you'll get is Big Fish BBQ, which I think is probably the coolest move that you did, because that means everybody's going to see you.
No, all right. So I had nothing to do with that. When I had talked to my connection about getting into the game, the plan was to just be in the paint booth, and I was fine with that. I knew that we had a small logo on Brayton's car, and like him and I had talked about that at the beginning of the season when they first announced that ARCA was going to be in the game, and he met with the guys at Daytona back in February, got that lined up, and I knew we had like this little logo in the game, and so I ended up reaching out. Just got connected with the right people. and, just kind of explained like who I was, that I was working with that I was partnering with Brayton for the ARCA season. And, they're like, well, yeah, we could put you in the paint booth. That's no problem. You'll have a logo in there. I said, great, that's fine. Conversation ended there. And the Thursday before the game release. So like the game released at midnight. So it was like that Thursday, it was like 4:00 in the afternoon. And I checked my phone and I see Jeff Gluck tag me in something. And I'm like, what? I'm like, there's no way. Like he somehow tagged me by accident. Like he was not meaning to tag me. So I click on it and it's a picture from like the social media chat, like after like you do a race where like the drivers like tell you how bad you did. Or at least that's what they tell me. So it was like one of the reporters saying something along the lines of like, Big Fish BBQ is looking to partner long term with Jeff Gluck. Is this like the next big like NASCAR partnership? And I'm like, get the hell out of here. Like I had no idea that we were going to be in career mode, let alone the first legit, like the first sponsor offer in the game. And as soon as he tweeted that, my phone did not stop going. It still hasn't stopped going off. I think at the peak of it, we hit like close to 400,000 views on Twitter over like the last like week from that. And I've like, it's been 99% positive. I had so many people, they sent me the paint schemes that they've done. I've had guys restart their career because you can only have one sponsor at a time and they didn't know that. So I've had them they've restarted their career, taken us all the way through the ARCA season. I've had like conversations with some of the actual developers from the game saying that like we were the feel good story of the weekend or like of the launch weekend. The one dev said that the dev team, like my stuff was like the most fun that they have had with the game. It's just been crazy. And I had so many people saying, oh, this, like, we thought this was a fake sponsor. We thought this was like a generic sponsor, or like, we're sorry. And like, I loved it. I thought that was, I laughed every time I got tagged in something like that. And they were as excited that I was responding as I was excited that they were like tagging us. I'm like, this is like, I'd answer like 2 or 3 replies and I'd have like 6, 7 more waiting. And it was just like literally nonstop for, ever since that game has released. And it's been crazy to think that, there's so many like big name companies in this that have some of them have been in NASCAR for years. Others are new, but they're still like, these multi-million-dollar companies. And then there's me. Like it's crazy. Like part of me feels
I just think it's cool that you're the first one. That's such a cool spot to be in, because somebody that may play it and then like, I don't really, I'll come back to this later or something. They're still going to see you first. And I think that's really cool. I was in DJ Yee's chat. He was live streaming the NASCAR 25 and I was in there defending you. They were like, these logos are these, they were talking about the early sponsors being like AI, stuff, and AI sponsors like, oh, they made AI stuff, and I'm like, no, it's a real guy. He's cool. You should check him out. I'm in the chat. I don't ever do that, but I was in there. No, this is actually a real guy, guys. So it was cool to see that people were seeing your logo, and I just think it was so awesome. When I loaded it up for the first time, I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna keep it for a while, as long as I can.
I think I sat. It's so funny. I've had like complete strangers like restart their career, ignore all the higher paying sponsors. My best friend was like, yeah, sorry, somebody else wanted to pay me more, so I took that. I'm like, all right, I see how it is. That's a good friend right there. Like when I first loaded it up, I think I looked at the paint booth. I saw our logos in there, and then I immediately just went into career mode. And that screen where it is like offering it to you, I think I sat there for like a good 30, 40 minutes and like damn near had tears, because I was like, there's no way that, like, I'm dreaming. There's no way that this is on my TV right now. And knowing that every single person that plays this game is going to see it is just like, is crazy.
Well, it's a testament to the game makers too that
Yep.
they did some authenticity of making, actual, you've got your big name sponsors that are putting millions of dollars into NASCAR. They've got those, but then they've got down in the ARCA level actual sponsors that people are putting on their cars in ARCA, in the ARCA series. So attention, it's going to be very easy to make some AI stuff and just throw it in there, and nobody would know who would check, but it was cool to see that attention to detail to include you in there and let you be a part of that. And I think that's so awesome.
Yeah, it's been a blast. I know I listened to Junior's podcast earlier this week, and he said he hadn't played the career mode yet, and I'm like, just waiting. Like, it'd be cool, even if he just says something about it. I'm like, just to know that he's seen it, and like, just it's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, kind of talk a little bit about Big Fish BBQ, because I know a lot of people, were surprised that, it is kind of funny if you're uninitiated to hear Big Fish BBQ, because it kind of doesn't really make too much sense to begin with. But I'm curious to kind of tell everybody in the audience where Big Fish comes from, first off, and then kind of transition into you making Big Fish BBQ. What was the kind of catalyst? What started that, and kind of what has that journey been like?
All right, so I mean, obviously, you guys know the story behind it. So the whole idea is my last name is Sturgeon. And if you don't know what a sturgeon is, it is like this just dinosaur looking fish. I mean, it's from like dinosaur times. It's got like armor plates. I don't think it really even has scales. And these fish can get, I think the record is like a 12-foot over 1,100 pounds or 1,000 pounds or something. It took like 8 or 9 guys 12 hours to reel in the fish. Like, it's just this monster fish that you can catch in, like, I know Lake Erie, like the Great Lakes have them, and then like a lot of rivers in the northern states have them. They don't get as big in the rivers, but in the lakes they can get pretty big. So I just kind of ran with it. Like, you guys remember, I had Big Fish Motorsports back in like Rebels, and that was like my team. And so like 2022 came around, and a lot of my friends just don't cook, but they wanted to learn how. And, my dad did all the cooking in the family before he passed away. And, like, he would take Thanksgiving and he would start prepping like 8 or 9 days before Thanksgiving. Like that, like Thanksgiving was his holiday, and he made like everything from scratch. So I was like, I want to like keep that tradition going, for my family, where I was the cook, I did the majority of the cooking. And I was like, what, let's just have some fun with it. My friends are looking for recipes. Let me just put something together. So I was like, oh, you got Big Fish Motorsports. I'm starting to get into like the barbecue world. I got a smoker, and I was like, why, like Big Fish BBQ, let's just run with it. So it was a hobby. So I threw it together, had an Instagram, had a Facebook, was just posting recipes. And some of the guys in Rebels and some of the guys over here, like Brandon Wallace and Daniel Cunningham, were like, you ever tried making your own seasonings, your own barbecue sauce? So I started dabbling in it, started, looking up recipes for like different sauces from like, you got like Texas barbecue is different than North Carolina. That's different than like St. Louis, Kansas City. So started just looking up recipes, kind of starting to throw together, I started trying some recipes, and I just wasn't finding what like I thought it should be. And Jesse Whittington, actually, I was talking to him one day, and he was like, throw this one ingredient in, substitute out something, throw this ingredient in. So I was like, all right, gave it a try. And I called him like the next day, and I was like, dude, like, you hit it on, you got it. That's it right there. So I sent him some, he really liked it. And then I started just kind of selling to like family and friends, making it in my kitchen. And, more and more people started buying it, their friends were buying it. And then I was like, well, what's the next step to do this? So I started looking into like all like the FDA stuff, and just with my life, full-time job, kids, wife. I just don't have time I didn't have time to try and dive that deep. So I found this company that I sent them the recipe. They have like a team of experts because there's a big science behind it. Obviously the amounts of each ingredient that I would make for my stuff wasn't going to match, their quantity of stuff, of their quantity that they had to make. So, went back and forth a couple times, finally found the right one. And, they produce it, they bottle it, they label it, they send it to me ready to go. And I've been selling it that way. And especially with NASCAR 25, I mean, we're sold out, which is like crazy. Like we set out at the beginning of the year for 100 bottles of sauce, just as like we felt like it was a reachable goal. It was a small enough goal where we knew like, all right, if we hit it, we're going to feel good. We're going to have like momentum going into 2026. And we have like blown past that goal, which is like insane to think about. So that's kind of the story. It started off as a hobby, and I mean, it still technically is a hobby, like, just doing this on the side. And, I've just kept this open mind where the worst anybody's going to do is say no. And if this takes off, great, we'll see where it goes. But if not, it's been one hell of a ride, just doing what we've been doing. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people, like a lot of the people who have bought it, and like everybody on social media really likes is, we're not out there being like, oh, we're trying to get rich quick, or we're trying to, become rich off of this. No, we're just doing it because it's fun. Like I love cooking. I love, coming up with new ideas and sharing it with people, and, seeing everything happen. It's just, it's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah.
So give us like, we went through all that, and yeah, we've known each other for years, and we could share a lot of stories here about you calling me drunk some nights and talking about sim racing and all kinds of fun stuff. Those are always fun stories to share. But it's been awesome. It's been awesome to see everything grow for you. What Big Fish, barbecue's been doing. I know a lot of the guys, it's been in chat all night long. I mean, people are talking about the sauce. My son talks about your sauce. He's like, hey, we need to get some more. He's kind of an aspiring little chef himself. But tell me, and I've seen a lot of your YouTube videos and things that you post on social media where you teach people how to cook. Whether you're showing them, Thanksgiving's coming up, so you're probably going to start showing people how to prepare a turkey, or if you're going to deep fry one, or things like that. Tell me what makes a really good brisket in your mind.
Oh, so I've done a couple briskets, and I mean, that's one of those where if you do it right, it's phenomenal, but it is so easy to mess it up. Mm-hmm. And the first brisket I ever did, it came out dry because, I just didn't, I didn't keep it, covered enough. And that's an expensive cut of meat to screw up. And, I think you got to have a good seasoning, and you have to watch the temperature, because the flat is so it's more thin than the point, which is the flat's going to cook faster. So trying to keep everything cooking at the same temperature is really difficult. Especially for somebody who just hasn't done it. Like if you do pulled pork, you can't screw that up. But with brisket, I think it's just it's really it's about timing, and if you're looking, you're not cooking. So you just kind of have to trust the process. You're gonna hit that stall, and it's gonna suck, and you're gonna sit there and stare at that thermometer and wonder, why hasn't it gone anywhere in the last 4 hours? Mm-hmm. And then it's just going to magic. It's just going to you're going to look at it in 20 minutes after that, and it's going to be up 30 degrees. I can't explain why it does that, but every brisket I've done hits that stall for a couple hours. You just got to ride the stall out. And the amount of time that you let it rest after you're done cooking, I think makes all the difference, because you got to give it time to cool, like to cool down a little bit. Because even if you you pull it off, it's still wrapped. You drop it in a dry cooler, it's still cooking.
Yeah.
So letting it rest, letting those juices go back into it. Personally, the longer you let it rest, I think the better it's going to be. And depending on the size, you're going to cook 1 hour per pound. So if you have like a 12, 13 pound brisket, you're cooking it for a minimum of 12 or 13 hours and then letting it rest for, 3 to 4 hours. I mean, like total cook time, you're looking at like an 18, 20 hour cook, depending on the size of the brisket. And I mean, like I said, the first time I did it, it came out dry, and that really sucked because, like I said, that's an expensive cut of meat.
Yeah. So what's some of your favorite stuff to cook?
I love doing pulled pork. Beer can chicken is fun. I smoked my first turkey last year for Thanksgiving. It was like a 20-pound bird. We had all of her family. We had my mom over. Never smoked a turkey before. And I'm like, well, we're just going to wing it. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And it came out, and I mean, the outside was crispy. The inside was juicy. I love doing ribs. I have one rib recipe that for the life of me I can't remember, because it was a 4th of July and I was so blackout drunk that I don't remember how I made it. Everybody that ate them was like, that was the best you've ever done. You have to figure out how you did it. I said, I don't remember that day.
Well,
that might be part of it. You just got to drink enough, and it's gonna.
That should be your marketing. Like if you ever do a commercial for Big Fish BBQ sauce, like Big Fish BBQ sauce. I don't know how the hell I made this. I was blackout drunk. I don't know what's in it.
Yep.
Good luck. It would sell probably a lot, actually. I don't know.
Probably.
It's like that white Laffy Taffy. What's in it? You know what I'm saying? What is that? The mystery Laffy Taffy? You ever mess with one of those?
I have. Sometimes you just kind of catch me off guard, Eddie. You hang a hard left, and the next thing you know, we're talking about taffy, and I don't know where that comes from.
We are an oval league, so
we are.
Yeah. Well, it's just so cool to see you take a hobby. I mean, I think that's, as you get older, I feel like that's just something you have to do as a man. And I think women do that too. I can't speak for them, but for the man, it just seems I got this hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make a little money with it? I ain't trying to make a ton of money. If I do, great. Obviously we'll take it. But can I make a little bit of money? Can I do something with this that I enjoy doing it, spend my time? Your time becomes more valuable. Now let me get a little bit of money back for this time. So it's really cool to see you take something that you love to do and something that was an idea, and then, try to do something with it. And it may one day make you a millionaire, may not, but hey, it feel good doing it, because you did it. You would turn on NASCAR 25 and boom, there your logo's there, and you're like, well, it was awesome.
Yeah, and like I'm just living, I'm living the dream with it. Grew up this diehard NASCAR fan. Grew up a Jeff Gordon fan, and now my logo's in a game. It's been on Arkham cars, in the NASCAR series. So it's just like,
yeah,
that's all that it comes to. I'm happy with it.
It's awesome.
Heck yeah. Well, let's get in. We're going to talk some more about that NASCAR game a little bit later, but we got to give some love to the nonprofit side of Goat Locker. And there's always stuff going on in the racing league, stuff going on around the league itself, but the nonprofit, there's always stuff going on, Pat. What we got in that department?
Well, I want to talk a little bit more about the fundraiser. I know we've talked about it, quite a bit, and we talked about it 2 weeks ago. We had Jamie on, and we raised close to $5,200 and all those types of things, which is absolutely amazing. And I was so happy that we could, I just got done mailing out over 35 packages, whether it was from people donating, to the certain levels, and they got a hat and a shirt. For those that donated at the certain level to get a hoodie, they are on order. And once they get in, you will be the first ones to get them. I think that was even in the sweepstakes that, hey, they are a pre-order item, but they're already on order. So I can't wait to start getting those hoodies in. And all the prizes we were able to get out. I've started to see some of the pictures in Discord, which is really, really cool to see. I think we saw the Kevin Harvick helmet. Actually, that got to that guy really fast. I don't know how it got there so damn fast, but it got there fast.
I'll get that picture for you in just a second.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so cool to see some of those things, and it was awesome. Well, it's a pain in the ass to mail out that amount of stuff, and I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of fun when we do get to mail out that amount of stuff. And it's a whole lot of fun. There it is. It's a whole lot of fun when I start seeing pictures like this and people like, oh my gosh, I got my Goat Locker gear and, this. And I got the Kevin Harvick helmet. And for a couple of you guys, I mean, I put something a little extra special in your package. Nothing weird, but I want to.
I was gonna say, people in the chat want us to show everybody our meats. So
I know that's weird. And I'll get to that question that was just posted in the chat as well about the quarter zips. It's not a third zip. I don't know. Is there such a thing as a third zip? That's a weird thing to say. But I just had such an incredible time with it, man. And so the goal of the whole thing was to raise enough money, and we far surpassed that, to be able to donate our first sim rig to a first responder. I want to let everybody know and give everybody the update. We are going through that selection process right now. We had a couple identified before the whole thing, but there is a selection process that happens. We had a couple people get nominated. We actually had some people within Goat Locker nominate some people from Goat Locker, which I thought was absolutely awesome. And so once you start getting in a lot of these nominations, you're just like, man, we've really got to sort through them and really, make our selections. So here in the next couple of weeks, we'll make that announcement. We'll make that delivery. And I cannot wait to do it. And it's all thanks to the incredible community that we have. As everybody knows, almost all the equipment that's been awarded out from Goat Locker Racing, again, almost $33,000 worth of equipment we've awarded out, came through a grant. So in order to do things for first responders or outside of the state of Indiana, we had to raise that money. And man, did the community respond. So y'all don't want to see the bill I got from the post office for milling all that crap out. But, hey, it was all well worth it, man. So thank you again to everybody. But I wanted to give everybody that update. We're in that selection process. We're going to make those announcements here really, really soon.
I think that's cool. I love that. I'm so excited to see who gets it, obviously, but also I'm excited just to see that process and hear what's different after you've done it, because it does give you. I want to tiptoe around this because obviously, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs is amazing, and InVets, and obviously amazing, but it is cool to maybe have a little bit more freedom about your selection process and stuff like that. Not that you don't have freedom, but I think everybody knows what I'm saying. It's nice to kind of do it a little bit different, the process a little bit different.
Yeah, it's always been a goal of ours. I mean, we've heard the community a lot of times, like, when are you going to do something outside of the state of Indiana? When are you going to, do this? And we hear you loud and clear. And believe me, if somebody wants to stroke us a check for $1 million, we'll be doing stuff all across the country. We want to. Gosh, we want to.
We'd love to spend your money.
Yeah, I'll spend your money all day long. Anybody that wants to donate, $2,500, we'll donate a sim rig in your name to the next, veteran or first responder. But it's always been a goal of ours to be able to do that. The one thing this is going to sound a little strange and not strange, or I don't even know how it's going to sound, is we don't like beating up our own community for donations. Everybody's a part of the community because we want them to be here. We want them to enjoy Goat Locker Racing. I can't express that enough. That's how this whole thing started with me and Jamie. We didn't want people to give us money. We didn't want, those types of things. We wanted to give back, and that still lives within my heart. We want to give back.
Yeah.
And so it kind of took me aback, and it took Jamie aback too a little bit, just the outpouring from our community. That we're so willing to be a part of this and donate and all that stuff. So I can't tell you how humbled both of us are, and how incredible it is. But yeah, it's nice to have a little freedom because I can do whatever the shit I want with the money. cocaine, midgets. It doesn't matter. We can do whatever we want. I'm not doing any of those things, but maybe. I don't know. Logan, what do you say? Let's get together. Logan's
I'm down, man.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my boy. But yeah, it's nice to have that little bit of freedom. It's nice to be able to reach into our first responder community, get some nominations. So again, I just wanted to update everybody that we are in that selection process, and that is going to happen here soon. And then we just got a lot of events coming up, man. We'll be back at the FFA convention next week, downtown Indianapolis, with Lincoln Tech. If you were around last year at this point in time, you saw all the pictures and the seas of kids. They're all high school students from all 50 states of the union, to include like Puerto Rico and everything else. It's something like 70,000 students that descend upon this city next week. And we'll be right smack in the middle of it, there with Goat Locker Racing, having a blast with Lincoln Tech. Again, just to have fun within the community and be there to support Lincoln Tech. So kind of looking forward to it. And then, yeah, we've talked about this a lot, but and we put it up in Discord too. But the web store will launch on November 1st. So mark your calendars. I don't know what time. I don't know. We'll make it random. Should we do it like a video game launch, like at midnight? Let's see how many people stay up to midnight to order a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. You think the guys in our league are going to make it to midnight?
Probably not. I'm not going to. I can tell you that 100%.
The CPAPs will be on by that time.
That's right. But it came, and we're working on, a couple months ago, we did the whole survey. We asked a lot of questions. We pushed it here on Goat Talk, got a lot of great responses. That data is being compiled as we speak, and we should have something out within the next 2 weeks about that as well, to give everybody the kind of the results of that. It's pretty awesome. That survey and the data that came from it tells a really awesome story about what we're doing here at Goat Locker. But again, when it came down to, hey, what can we do better? And we listed out some things. We said more racing series, a dirt series. I don't remember all the things on there, but one of them was a web store. And then we had the little graph, and it was like this, and all of a sudden it jutted way far out. For some crazy reason, and we were talking about this pre-show a little bit too, people want to buy our gear. So that web store will launch on November 1st. And we will have everything that you guys are used to seeing. We will have t-shirts. We will have hoodies, both the full zip kind and just the straight pullover hoodies. For those of you that have been like, hey, I want one of those quarter zips, I'd love to have a polo, we're going to put those on there as well. So you'll be able to order all the merchandise, and we'll have decals, and we'll have Noah, they're decals. Noah, they're decals, they're not stickers. It's not a little sticker book that you put things into. We're men. They're decals. But you'll be able to order all those different types of things. And then we're going to drop certain merchandise, over the next couple months as well. So be on the lookout for that. So when the web store, and you'll be able to order hats and all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having you guys, the community, just being able to get all the gear they want to have, man. And I think for the launch day, we will have long sleeve t-shirts as well. Pretty awesome.
Neat. It just keeps getting bigger. There's just more stuff being added on. We're like the Megazord from Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? Just constantly add, and we got to fight the big monsters from Rita and Lord Zed. Well, man, it's really, really exciting. I'm excited to be able to get on there and order some stuff. And do we have anybody to thank Pat for helping us with that web store?
Maybe in the next segment of the show.
Oh, and the goat of the week.
Don't get ahead of me, man. Oh,
I'm there.
You're already there.
All right. Well, Pat, who's your goat of the week? I'm trying to force the segue.
I know it was perfect. It was perfectly timed and all that stuff. No, my go to the week is Amber from Jam Printing and Promotions. You guys, you've seen her on Goat Talk. You're wearing her clothing, not her clothing, but wearing clothing. I messed that whole thing up, but you get it. She produces all the hats, the shirts, everything that you've ever gotten from Goat Locker Racing has come from Jam Printing and Promotions. And when I went to her and I said, hey, the community says we need a web store. They love your stuff. They love the Goat Locker Racing gear. she said, okay. And she is the one that put the web store together. She is going to manage the web store. She will ship items out. They are going to manage the entire web store for us. So I cannot say enough about Jam Printing and Promotions, both Amber and Jerry. Amber just celebrated her 50th birthday, which I think is awesome. Welcome to the 50s, Amber. I don't think she'll care that I said that she's 50, and if she does, oh well. And what she's going to do, kick me in the knees or something? I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. That's a short joke, Logan. It landed. Laugh a little. Thanks, buddy. But no, Amber's been just such a tremendous supporter. And so when you guys go on and see that web store for the very first time, know that it's Jam Printing and Promotions, and it's a lot of hard work that Amber's put in. My go to the week.
Well, Logan, we always have a go to the week. And if you got one, great. If you don't, just say pass and we'll move on.
Honestly, you know what? My go to the week, I'm just gonna say is Pat, because he's the one that originally got me hooked up with Brayton, and he got me linked up with Crystal from SAVE22, who I met at Michigan, and then we ended up being able to cook for NHRA Top Fuel Dragster driver Lex June. So just impromptu go to the week, I'm going to say Pat, just for all the connections that I've been able to make through you. So thank you for that.
Thanks, man.
Well, I want to give my go to the week to Logan Threlkeld. Just got married a couple days ago.
That's right.
And so congratulations to him. Logan, if you're watching this, we miss you. Hope you have a great time. But he finally got married. He posted pictures in a couple different places. I think there's one in general. I'm not going to show it on here, but you can go check that out if you want to. But if you want to, send him a little congratulatory message in Discord, if you will. Show him the love from the Goat Locker. But that's going to be my go to the week.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, heck yeah. You didn't think he had it in him, honestly.
Well, I mean, it's awesome and sad at the same time. I mean, he's off the market now too.
It's sad for whoever that girl is, for sure. Well, we got to move into our goat of the quarter, and that is John Lawless, and he's our latest Warrior Spotlight. He's 12th Sim Rig recipient. He's been out there racing. Boy, he's been getting with it. Went for a couple rides this week in some of these races. Had some tough races, but he's been out there. He's been getting with it. He's been trying to get better. And he's been doing a lot of work around here at Goat Locker too, which you already talked about. So really cool to see somebody stepping up right away as soon as he got into the community. That's kind of what you – not that there's any pressure from anybody, to do anything you don't want to do, don't feel comfortable doing. But it sure is cool to see somebody just immediately come and try to get back to the community that like that. So love to see that. Definitely a go to the week. But he's been the Warrior Spotlight for so long, we couldn't get him go to the week as well. But he served in the United States Air Force for 22 years as a hydraulic maintainer. He completed 5 deployments to Korea, Iraq, twice, Sicily, and Turkey. He's worked on multiple platforms. And, John, we're glad to have you here. He was on the show a couple weeks ago. Go check that one out. It's cool to get to know him. He's been on track. Like I said, if you see him out there, give him a little bump under caution. Don't wreck him, please, when it's under green flag. But if you see him, give a little love tap and tell him we appreciate you. So, man, well, kind of want to talk about some stuff. Kind of wanted to have a chill, laid back half of this little deal and talk about some fun topics. We talked about NASCAR 25 already, and all three of us have played it. I've been really excited about that. I have an Xbox that I have for two things, college football and NASCAR 25. And so I've been in there playing it. And it's been a blast so far. How has y'all's experience been with it? I'll get to mine after, but kind of want to give y'all a little bit of time to talk about it.
I've enjoyed it. I think iRacing has spoiled us. There's been a couple times I've gotten on track, and I've gone all the way through the ARCA Championship. I think I'm halfway through my truck season at this point in time. Yeah. And I think that one of the first things that kind of caught me, I don't even want to say caught me off guard, is when I went to Rockingham, and Rockingham didn't really look like Rockingham, and it didn't kind of drive like Rockingham. So it's more arcadey than I thought it was going to be. But I absolutely love the whole career part of it, and the different sponsorships and things like that. And as you advance up, and buying that level 3 chassis so you can actually compete and not compete for 25th, and so that part of it's been a whole heck of a lot of fun. But I've had fun with it. But if you're looking for something, in my opinion, I mean, if you're just looking for something to kind of kill some time and have some fun with in between, getting on your actual sim rig and all that stuff, man, yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'll agree. Like, iRacing definitely has spoiled us. But I played the NASCAR Heat games. I didn't even touch Ignition because of how bad it was. So seeing that a company actually cares. Steve Myers has been pumping out updates left and right about what they're working on and stuff. So seeing that a company actually cares about it, I really like it. And it is an arcade style game, but the work that they put into it for it being like an arcade, and it's like the first game that they've done, I've got no complaints. Like, yeah, it's not a perfect game. There's not going to be a perfect game, but it reminds me of some of like the old school games like 05 Chase for the Cup, like NASCAR Thunder, 03 and 04, NASCAR, like 08 was really good, or 07 was really good, one of those two. So I've loved it. And, what Pat said, just looking to kill some time, in between like iRacing or, whatever, it's a blast.
Yeah, iRacing sort of a big investment from the jump. Kind of where Goat Walker Racing kind of fits in. It's such a great place for iRacing, is being able to get all the equipment you need to feel like you're playing it correctly. iRacing really wants you to have a wheel and pedal that are really good, and you've got to buy the subscription, you got to buy the content. There's a lot of hurdles you got to clear before you got to have a PC that can run it. You've got so many things you got to do. Where all you need is an Xbox for something like this. And I think that's the market that, back in the early 2000s was huge because NASCAR was so big. It was a great market. But, the NFL benefits from Madden. Madden obviously benefits from NFL, but the NFL, when you're talking about how do we get younger fans, when you're trying to get a younger fan base, you got to have a game. Like, you just have to. If you're sporting your sporting body, you've got to have some sort of presence on a video game somewhere. Madden, college football now has got one. All the major sports have one. And if you're outside of the U.S., you have things like rugby and cricket and soccer, of course, that are massive. And so it's been something that has to be taken by somebody by the reins and said, okay, we're going to do it right. And luckily for us, being on the inside, we know that iRacing has a potential of doing it right. And that was the big excitement for me. And I think we all kind of said, okay, let's be smart here. They're taking a company that's made a game. They're going to try to integrate and try to make it, iRacing quality. That doesn't happen fast. And I think, for me, right away, I kind of felt like, okay, there's a little bit of stuff missing here. I felt like it was missing a few bells and whistles right away. And I'm like, okay, let me pull my expectations down a little bit. And I will say, for the first time in a long time, I have fun racing it. That's the most important part to me. At the end of the day, all the bells and whistles and stuff, there's some aggravation stuff in there for sure. Like, there's things like, but there are 9 updates into 2 weeks, I think. I think the game's been out for a week or two, and they're 9 updates in. So they're definitely working on it, they just added the ability to make pit stop adjustments like air pressure, wedge, and things like that, which was super, definitely needed that. So there's a lot of little small things, aggravations. You get through the ARCA series and you're just overpowered. You're up there winning races. You're challenging Zawalich for the win every single week. And then you go get in the truck, their first little truck series, and I kept spinning out in Atlanta. I got the level 1 stuff. I couldn't keep up with the pack, and I'm like, they're just driving off, and I can't sim the race. I can't quit the race. I have to do it. I have to. So there are some things that they got to work on. But when you get it right, when you get out on track and you're racing, the AI is some of the best I've ever seen. To be able to race around, they take different lines. You can work the high side. They're working the low side. They find clean air. They try to aero block, whether intentional or not. you can definitely feel that. I don't know if y'all kind of felt that, but I decided to kind of step away from the career because I got so aggravated at the truck stuff that I said, I'm going to do a championship. I'm going to do a cup championship. If they're going to do it right, they're going to do it in the Cup Series. If the racing and stuff's going to be good, it's going to be good in the Cup Series. So I'm going to do a championship and see how that goes. And I'm going to tell you, that has been a blast. So if you jump right into career mode, you're going to find some difficulties. There's going to be some things that make it a little bit tough, but go run you a Cup Series race at Atlanta, Daytona, Charlotte, something like that, Homestead. And it is definitely the best racing controller game that I may have ever played for Oval. I think they knocked it out of the park when it comes to
that. The one thing I hope that they fix is the track limits on road courses.
Yes.
That's probably my biggest pet peeve with that.
Well, and
I get why it's like that for like the online stuff, because online is just a free for all. But at least like in like career or something, ease up on the track limits just a little bit.
Yeah, and it's hard too. And it comes to a complete stop, and then you're sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
And there's also the thing where it bounces, or if you touch the wall, like you just scrape the wall, it slows you down by like 5-6 miles an hour. Like it doesn't you don't just scrape the wall and keep going like you think you should. You kind of hit the wall, and then it kind of slows down a little bit. Yep. So you're in a really nice battle with somebody. I was racing Denny Hamlin for the win at Las Vegas. And I was really digging. I was up on the high side. I was trying to make it work. This is after they fixed. Early on, the AI would burn their tires up, and they fixed that now. And so you can have some really awesome battles. And I'm in there trying to run down Denny Hamlin, and I'm just pushing. I'm pushing. I'm getting there. I'm finally getting the run. Just like in real life, where it takes some laps to make these passes. They're not just doing it just like that. And finally get to him, come off a turn 4, just scrape the wall just a little bit, not hit it. I just came off and just scraped it and lost like 3/4 tenths of a second going down the front straightaway. And I was like, man, come on. So, but they've been fixing a lot of stuff. The racing itself is incredible. I wish there was a little bit more presentation, but you hate to feel like you're saying, well, I hate to hear it. Well, this is something to build on, because you're like, well, I'm paying money now. Why am I investing in 3 games down the line? I want to play the good game now. But all the stuff that they did right are hard things to do right. The racing itself, how does the AI respond? All the things that are so, when we've played games in the past, really annoying. I remember back in the day playing NASCAR games on PC, and the AI just in a line. They don't never move off that line. You bump them, they don't ever move. Nothing ever happens. And they nailed that part. And I think that's the hardest part. So they nailed that. Just add a little bit more stuff on it, keep that momentum going. I think they got a pretty solid game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a lot of fun. It's definitely, like I said, a little more arcadey. I think, one of the tracks I showed up to in the ARCA series, I didn't even know what track it was. I didn't really recognize it. And it took me a little bit to recognize. I think that was Iowa. So I think some of the track modeling is a little funky, and I would agree with the track limits too, that they got to kind of ease up on those a little, because it's a little weird, because you have to run Lime Rock in the damn ARCA car. And it's just a mother. And you make one wrong move, and the next thing you know, your car comes to a complete stop, and you're like, So, but I would agree wholeheartedly with you, Eddie. It has been, and I played a lot of the Heat games too. I didn't touch ignition either, because, well, I think I touched it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is hot garbage. Like, it was horrible.
The whole field comes to a dead stop at Talladega out of turn 4 for no reason.
Just pile ups, and you couldn't get through them, and it was so bad. And so I was very hesitant to pick up another NASCAR game on Xbox, and I've been pleasantly surprised. If you just want to, like you said, if you want to go out there and just have some sheer fun and actually be able to race, and with some AI that you can race around, and man, it's been a blast. Are there some tweaks that could happen? Absolutely, but it's been fun.
Yeah, it broke my heart to see the first 3 races of the schedule was Daytona, Atlanta, and then Dakota. I was like, oh no, get me through this. This is a nightmare. The road course stuff feels a little weird. I don't know if it's the braking or what it is, but road courses on controller have always been sort of, think back Forza and stuff. For some reason, this is just off. It needs a little help when it comes to having fun on road courses. I haven't enjoyed it just yet. But
I
yeah,
think that also comes from iRacing.
You
You've
think
run
so?
much. You've run so much in iRacing. You're used to what it should do and then it doesn't do that on the game.
Yeah, you kind of have to learn the tricks and stuff
Yeah.
of the, how to run on this version. So, and also, I think it's pretty clear, and I don't know if iRacing wants to say this type of stuff, but I feel like they should, is to remind folks that it's not iRacing. Like, it's not even close. It's
Yep.
made in the Unreal 5 engine. It's a completely different game. There's, just because something happens in iRacing doesn't mean it can happen here. So I have to remind myself that too, like you said. It's not going to be a one-to-one type thing, but man, it's been a lot of fun. I've had to take breaks. I have gotten pretty angry a couple times in that career mode.
Oh,
man, when I couldn't skip that Atlanta race after the field drove off from me and I can't drive through the corner, and I had to park it there on the backstretch and just think about it. The whole time as the field's going by, it just keeps.
I restarted that race no less than a dozen times. I'm like, I have to somehow be able to wreck somebody or something so I don't finish dead last. It was so I'm with you, Eddie. That one was the most frustrating thing ever. I'm like, this is hot garbage. I can't do anything.
Yeah. So, but it's been fun. Yeah, it's. I'm really excited to finally get it out. We've been talking about it forever, and finally it releases. And like I said, if you're worried about should I get the game or not, you absolutely should. The base version for sure. And a little trick that I learned from somebody, and I'll pass it on to y'all if y'all do people watching, if y'all ever do a career mode, don't get the gold edition, or if you do, don't use the VIP guys. It makes it a little bit too easy in the ARCA series and can make it take a little bit of the fun away. So next time you go in there, if you do get the gold edition, when you go to put in your staff, don't put in the VIP guys. Try that. Might make it a little bit more engaging, and you don't jump up and take the top spot 3 races into your career. Let's see. Anything else about the game? I think we covered it.
No. I think that's good.
Well, let's talk about Martinsville in the real life. Y'all want to talk about some real life NASCAR?
Yeah.
Do I have a choice?
No.
Well,
nope. All right, let's do it.
You're still in it, man. You're still in it. You've had a frustrating couple, and last year in Martinsville, do you remember who finished 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so it's still possible.
It was the ruby red cars for the 40th anniversary of Hendrick Motorsports. Yeah, I'm with you.
It's still possible. You still got a chance.
Well, I think one of the coolest stories going right now in NASCAR is Chase Briscoe.
Yeah.
I no doubt. I don't care what manufacturer you root for or any of those types of things. Chase Briscoe from Mitchell, Indiana, is one of the best stories in NASCAR in a very long time. I mean, here's a kid that literally would sleep in race shops, would sweep floors just so he would get a chance. And he worked he doesn't come from any kind of money, any of those types of things. He didn't come from a family that, he's not Keelan Harvick, he's not going to automatically, get into racing. That kid worked his ass off and then, was in, I guess whatever your opinion is, the equipment and he was in before over at Stewart-Haas. But to see that kid get a ride and make the most of it this year, it's just been phenomenal. I mean, you can't help but love it.
Well, a lot of people, when they announced it, was like, what? Who? Chase Briscoe? Maybe even me was like, why? There's so many different people you would think. And then, man, they started off kind of rough, but man, here in the second half of the season, they are fast everywhere that they go. And you know that car's fast. I mean, Martin Truex showed how fast that car can be, and honestly, Gibbs has been really good this year. I think Gibbs has been better than people are acting. They're always talking about Penske, but people forget that Gibbs is really good at Phoenix too. So, Joe Gibbs racing cars are really scary good right now. I would say it's if as a whole complete package, Joe Gibbs has got the best right now. Penske may be second, Hendrick third, but I don't know. Having 2 Joe Gibbs cars at Phoenix, pretty scary already.
I think, honestly, I think Blaney has and I'm going to jump on the Penske train for a second. Blaney has always run really well at Martinsville.
Oh yeah.
So I think honestly, Denny Hamlin's best chance is if a Penske doesn't win come Sunday, because I think Blaney and Logano both have to win to get in. And I haven't been a Denny Hamlin fan ever. And, but after seeing the emotion, after Vegas and, him with talking about his dad and stuff, now I'm kind of I'm rooting for him to get his championship.
Yeah, it's always late stage NASCAR driver. You always start to kind of pull for him a little bit because you hate to see the Martins. You hate to see a Hall of Fame driver never get the championship. Maybe you feel like he deserves it. And I hate to say it, but I mean, Denny fan or not, 60 race wins is pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And not have a championship feels wrong to me. I'm not a Denny Hamlin fan, never have been, never really pulled for him. I always kind of felt like him and Joey Logano were the same. If they won, I feel like, oh my God, what a wasted race. I watched this for 3 hours and got a Joey Logano or Hamlin win. But I love a good story. I'm a sucker. And so for him to finally get one, I think I would be okay with it. But I'm pulling for my man Larson. That's who I'm hoping for. And I will say Hendrick, what was it? Was it New Hampshire? New Hampshire they were just at?
No.
A couple weeks ago. What race was it? What flat track was that? The Gateway?
Flat track?
Yeah. About 3-4 weeks ago. I mean.
No, I think it was Gateway.
Was it Gateway?
Well, while you're looking at it,
it was Gateway.
Okay.
It was Gateway, and no, it was New Hampshire too.
Yeah,
it was New Hampshire. Yeah. Well, the Hendrick cars are really fast there. Now Blaney was unbelievably fast, but the Hendrick cars are actually better than they had been being at those flat tracks. So we may if one of those guys can get in, if Larson or Byron can get in, there's a good shot, or maybe Chase. It's a good shot that they actually can kind of compete this year at Phoenix. I would love to see all three. I would love, I think if they could have Gibbs, Hendrick, and Penske, that'd be great to me, just to see how they all compare. But I think it might be the last time we see Phoenix in the championship race.
I'm so happy.
I mean, it makes for an exciting race. I mean, with the open dog leg and people, those restarts and how chaotic it gets, and so it's exciting. It is. I mean, but it makes it exciting. But if you talk to a lot of drivers, and you always hear them after they get done at Miami Homestead and how much they love that track, and it's a driver's track and those types of things. Love that it's going back there. I think the Martinsville race is going to be wild. I think Larson's fine on points. I think he moves through. And so, Bell is the fourth, guy. Well, Larson's the fourth one in right now. I think Bell's a little bit ahead of him in points. So then you start looking at, who tries to win their way in and what car that is. And, could end up being, Chris, C. Bell and Larson getting in on points because none of those other guys end up making the win. So It's going to be entertaining one way or another.
There's going to be some hurt feelings. For sure.
Oh, well, that's the way Martinsville should be.
Yeah.
That's just some old school racing. I mean, if you're not laying the bumper to somebody, then I don't know what you're even doing there. That's why we don't race there, because we've tried it a couple different times and people take that way too seriously. Way too seriously. So I don't know, man. For me, I'd like to see the Chase Briscoe story finish in that Cinderella type finish. And I don't know. I just think it'd be really, really cool. And I just love that kid's story. I love he's a Hoosier. I'm not going to lie. I've driven through Mitchell, Indiana plenty of times. It's not impressive. There's a big sign when you get to Mitchell about Chase Briscoe, and that's about the end of it. There ain't nothing else there. So I just think it would be really, really cool. And like I said, that's been, as much as the struggles of Hendrick Motorsports has, as William Byron's definitely had over the past 2 weeks. That made me feel good on Sunday last week to see Chase win.
Yeah. I can't believe how off Cliff Daniels was on their fuel. I mean, he told Kyle, you're good for one overtime and possibly a second. You don't even make it through the first like that. Somebody dropped the ball there.
Well, it sucks. It sucks because he was driving the best. The towards the end of that race, the probably the best restrictor plate race he's had, and the moves that he was making were good. I'm a Larson fan, and I'm always watching the HBO Max like onboard view of his during the race. I had the race up on the screen, and then I have my phone with their, so you can hear their comms, see what he's got going on, and the moves he was making. Just really, really impressive stuff out of him, who's normally pretty hot garbage there. And the last couple, races have been really good, but that one in particular, he did all the right things. A couple moves at the end, were questionable, but was in a great position. He was going to be good on points, or he could win. It was going to be great. Going down the back straightaway, I was standing up. I was like, man, actually got a shot for him to win at Talladega. And honestly, I was going to be mad because me and my wife kind of talked about, should we just go? Should we go to the race? And if he would have won and I wasn't there, I'd have been really upset. But it was a bummer. I didn't know what happened at first, and then they said I'm out, and I was like, oh shit. So that was a bummer to see that.
Yeah, well, that ended up messing up Willie B's day as well. Shoved him back into the pack, and then he got Hosevard.
Yeah.
So
he's a must-win to get in. Is it bad that I'm more excited for the Xfinity races than I am for Cup?
I don't think so.
I think they put on a better race.
Well, if Blockhead would stop winning all the drafting tracks, I mean, I might get a little bit more interested in it, but I can't stand that dude.
No, I don't think anybody can. I mean,
no.
I think Connor Zilic is the next. He's the next big face in NASCAR, and like if he doesn't win the championship in Xfinity, then I mean that's just proof that the system is flawed, in my opinion.
He's been unbelievable.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Well, I think it's funny that RCR has kind of turned this weird heel version, here lately. RCR was such a, popular, obviously, organization. It just seems like it's hard to kind of get the public on your side after the last, 3, 4, 5 years of just kind of weird moves and maneuvers from RCR. Yeah. It's just been weird. And, I've even gotten to a point where I'm kind of rooting against them sometimes. Like, just get this, y'all, what the heck are y'all doing? And decisions and stuff. Jesse Love's fine, but just RCR in general, it's just hard to pull for them. I don't know what it is exactly, but I don't know. Maybe they make the us versus them thing so big that you're just kind of like, oh, okay, fine. I'm not you, so I guess I'm against you.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, all right. Well, it's going to be exciting. Can't wait to see how that race plays out. I'm nervously excited for Martinsville. In the league as far as Goat Locker goes, but got a late model race going off right now. Hopefully lights this time. They raced at Concord in the dark last week, so hopefully
I saw the race winning graphic and I was like, that's freaking awesome. That's awesome.
Hopefully they paid their light bill tonight and they have a good race. But the racing has been unbelievable. It's been really good. I'm gonna tell you right now. Go watch the ARCA car at Vegas this past week. Unbelievable race. These guys are 3-4 wide. I couldn't get it to the other one fast enough. It was just unbelievable how good the racing was on Monday nights at ARCA car. As much as I talked about it as far as driving it, watching it is pretty amazing. So putting on a dang good show. Every series has got some really good points battles, some interesting storylines, and good racing, man. Just awesome racing from top to bottom. So congratulations to everybody. Thank y'all to the race control. As always, man, appreciate everybody that does anything. Admins who do a lot of the work behind the scenes, keeping tabs on, getting. I mean, gosh, you just don't understand if what goes on in an admin's life for just one series of every day. You got to get on Discord or somebody sent you a dang message saying, "Hey, can I get this number?" And you're like, that number's already taken. All right, what about this number? It's already taken. Look at the list. The number. Pick one that doesn't have somebody that's already got it. And
preach it, Eddie. Preach
it. Look at the list. And so you have to deal with that. Then messages about can I join? It's like, yes, you can join. What what do you mean? Where's my invite? I hadn't gotten my invite, and all this stuff every day to get this going. So a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes for these admins. A lot of things are going on by all the admin teams. So appreciate everybody that volunteers. Just incredible work that everybody's doing. It's impossible. It's impossible. Goat Locker continues to grow and grow and grow. It's only going to get harder. So we're always looking for folks. If you want to step up, you want to help out, man, there's no doubt that there is a place for you in Goat Locker. If you want to give back.
Xfinity going to be needing a new series director come springtime.
Yeah.
So
if you say I don't have any talents or I don't know what I could do, we'll find you something to do. We'll find you a good place. We'll find the hidden talent that you don't know you have, and we just need bodies, desire, and dependability. That's my thing. We need that out of this. We need you to show up, want to be a part of something, want to give back, and then we also need you to show up when you're supposed to. So those two things, we can definitely use you. So volunteers make the nonprofit world go round, and that's so true here. So anything else from you guys?
No, had a lot of fun. It was good to be back here on Go Talk. We'll keep lining up the guests, and if anybody ever wants to join us, throw us a message. That's how Logan finally got on the show. He just pestered the hell out of us and 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 pestered the hell out of us. And we're like, all right.
I've been doing that to you for 5 years.
Yeah. And then even Eddie didn't even want to tell me which Logan it was. He's like, hey, Logan's been begging to come on the show, and I'm like, well, Threadcode's been on the show a couple different times, but if he wants to come back on, I guess that's cool. And I'm like, wait a minute, which Logan? And then I saw the little thumbnail for tonight. I'm like, Sturgeon? Crap. Dang.
Yeah, nobody ever asks, hey, can I come on the show? They're just like, I'm available Thursday night. That's the way they do it. they're not like, hey, can I come on the show? No, they're like, I could be available if there was some time opening in Thursday night. If there's something that's going on, I could be there if you want me to.
Oh, that's awesome.
No. Well, thank everybody for watching. Thank all of our sponsors and partners. There's not enough time to thank everybody and do it properly, but really seriously, thank you all for watching and being a part of chat. Thank you all for making this worthwhile, and I hope you all enjoy it. Hope we provide at least a little bit of entertainment. Got some races coming up tomorrow night. Got the Friday Night Truck Series. You got the GT3 Series on Saturday, and then we jump right back in Sunday, Xfinity, Monday, ARCA, Tuesday, IndyCar, Wednesday, Next Gen, Thursday, late models, Friday, trucks, Saturday. It just goes on and on. It never stops.
Never.
Unless you take a vacation, which that would be nice. But anyway, we'll see y'all later. Y'all have a wonderful week. We'll see y'all next week. Bye. I can't actually click the little screen, so